Hello there, in this tutorial I'm going to discuss about concept of accepted domain. So what exactly the accepted domain are? Accepted domain are basically is an SMTP namespace for which a Microsoft Exchange organization sends or receives email. Accepted domains include those domains for which the Exchange organization is authoritative. To understand more about that, accepted domain is a kind of a SMTP namespace for which a Microsoft Exchange, for example, you're sending mail or you're receiving mail. That's happening because of accepted domain only. Accepted domain, without of that, you're not able to send or receive mails. So either it would be the outside from infrastructure environment or it would be the internal infrastructure environment. Accepted domain will let you to send a mail or receive the mail. Accepted domain is that's why set so that your user of your Exchange organization were able to send a mail and receive the mail and able to communicate. So accepted domain will be set like that. Now accepted domain have basically allowed you to either it would be now, for example, it could be internal mailing. For example, you're sending mailing, so it could be the internal. You can even receive the mail from outside. So either it would be a internet facing mail system as well, so there will be no ruling like that. Now accepted domains are configuring basically two types. Either be authoritative domain and another one is relay domains. Now relay domains is divided into two subparts, which is internal relay domain and another is external relay domain. Now authoritative domain, for example, when you discuss about authoritative domain, in Exchange 2010 an accepted domain is considered authoritative when the Exchange organization hosts mails for recipient in the SMTP domain. Now for example, any user particularly using Exchange mailbox and you have a SMTP domain, for example your name is abc at xyz.com. This is your recipient, for example the name system. In that case, if for example any your environment consists of xyz.com, Exchange server consists of xyz.com, and you're a user of it, then it will let your mail system to host, and it will basically host your mail system. So that will be the authoritative one. It will let your mails to host, and it will not move the mail to some other systems, into some other for example server which you might have created due to any circumstances. Now the Edge transport server should always accept emails that address to any of the organization's authoritative domain. So whatever the Edge transport server is will accept the email addressed to your organization authoritative domain. And for example, the authoritative domain is XYZ, and for example the entire company name is XYZ, a group name is XYZ, and you're a user of that XYZ. In that case, if your mail system or mailbox is XYZ, consists of XYZ, it will be the authoritative domain because your entire mail will be sent to that system itself. So it will let you store the message mails as well, the authoritative domain. Now when you talk about the internal relay domain, that is a little bit different. Internal relay Exchange organization keeps on accepting the emails from external location, whatever it will be, either it will be internet facing as well, but will forward them to another mailing system located into the internal network. Now what exactly happening that in authoritative domain, you have the exchange system, and in the exchange system itself you will have the mails, and the mails will storing to that location itself, storing to that system itself. But when it comes to internal relay, it just passing out the system, passing out the entire mailbox to some other location, some other system. The reason being is that because it's not an authoritative one. Whichever system is the have the accountancy of the authority will be take over the mailing. Now, for example, let's take a diagram on it. Now, for example, we have receiving a mail. This is two company, might be of one group. For example, XYZ. It's Contoso.com and another is FordCoffee.com. Mail has been sent. MX record is set like Contoso.com or FordCoffee.com. So, for example, a company over there, and in the company there's two groups there. Group name is Contoso.com, FordCoffee.com, and both the groups have different employees having the different mailbox system. For example, it could be of ABC at Contoso.com, another is XYZ at FordCoffee.com. So it was set to receive a mail through as transport server. The authoritative domain will be the Contoso.com. It will set like that it will be receives the mail through as transport server, both Contoso and FordCoffee.com. But the authoritative is Contoso.com. Now, for example, if the any user is ABC at Contoso.com, if he receives a mail, the mail will be received through a transport server and will store to hub transport server of Contoso.com because that is the authoritative domain. But for example, if the mail is for the FordCoffee.com, it will only be received as transport server of Contoso.com, but it will not once it processes, it will forward that mail to FordCoffee.com. It will not keep the mails to Contoso.com's mailbox system. It means that whatever the mail will be, mail, if for example, for Contoso.com users, if the mails for Contoso.com users, it will be stored to Contoso.com mailbox. But if it's for the FordCoffee, then it will be moved to FordCoffee's mailbox system. And that's why the SAN connector to FordCoffee and Contoso's SAN connectors configure over there. So authoritative means if, for example, the mail is for example, Contoso.com, then Contoso.com's app transport server will store the entire mail. But if the mail is for the FordCoffee.com, as transport server for Contoso.com will store mail, process, and will forward to FordCoffee.com. It will not store. The storage and entire procedure will be done by FordCoffee.com. Now, external relay domain is a little bit different. What exactly external relay domain is? Exchange organization will accept mails from the external location, but rather than process locally, it will forward message to external mail server. It means that it will continue to accept the mails, but it will not process locally, and it will forward to external mail system, whatever it is. Now, for example, let's take the picture over there. Now, this is the internet. It keeps on receiving the mails, and mail is for the Contoso.com and Adatum.com. Now, for example, what exactly happening here is that mail is sent to S transport server. The authoritative domain in that case is Contoso.com. Mail sent, but through the S transport server itself, the mail will forward to the S transport server of the Adatum.com. It means that the SAN connector of Contoso.com and SAN connector of Adatum.com has been created in a S transport server itself, and rather than in the hub transport server. It means that S transport server not gonna be processed. Once it found that the mail is for the Adatum.com, it will move that mails to edge transport server of adatum.com and will not process further. In previous case, what exactly happening? That edge transport server not only receiving the mails, it also processing, but through hub transport server is moving the mail to fourthcoffee.com. But here what exactly happening is that hub transport server is not only receiving mails for the contoso.com, but not have nothing to do with the adatum.com. It basically taking what exactly it's happening that adatum.com, if for example the mail is for the adatum.com, then it will not process, the edge transport server not process and move the mails to adatum.com. That is the another mail server. So this is what exactly happening in the internal relay domain and external relay domain. That internal relay domain, it's gonna be moved forward through hub transport, but in external relay domain, it's moved forward through external to edge transport server itself, and it's not, for example, it's not even working out on processing part. So this is